Good morning, good morning. It's Ann with the Graceful Yogi this morning. We are getting started with our Saturday morning 60-minute yoga class. Please bring a yoga strap to class and some yoga blocks. And we're just gonna have a nice, smooth 60-minute class here. Do some nice long stretches. So let's start with coming down to our mat and relaxing down onto either a pillow or a block or something to kind of prop yourself up this morning if it feels good to you. I like a little bit of a prop here where I can kind of have my hips turned a little bit forward as my spine tries to sit up nice and tall. All right, we're just gonna kind of do a little bit of breath work and set our intention for class today. Welcome, welcome. It's great to see you out there in Zoom land. You can close your eyes. I'm gonna count with my fingers to 10 when we inhale. We're gonna pause at the top and then we're gonna exhale out. We'll do maybe 4, 5, or 6 of this breath work. So gently close your eyes, let your shoulders relax, and we're gonna inhale. Pause, exhale. Pause at the bottom. Inhale again. Pausing and exhale. Pause at the bottom. Inhale again. Exhaling. Pause at the bottom. Inhale again. Pausing and exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Take your hands right in front of you and let's just set our intention. I'm going to set my intention this morning for class. Beautiful. Let's gently open up our eyes and let's come off of our bolster or mat or block, whatever you chose to use. I'm going to push it away. I'm going to stay seated where I'm going to have my left leg in front and my right leg towards the back. We call it mermaid. And I just want to open my arms to a nice little T. I'm going to take this left hand and place it down to the mat and then reach the right arm over. Reaching that right arm over, bending that left elbow a little bit, finding a nice little side bend stretch. And maybe you look that way a little bit, reach the arm a little more, and then turn and put both hands down to the mat. Both hands down to the mat, you're twisted, and you're just gonna do a nice little push up here, tap the nose down to the mat, and come on back up. We'll do 4, tap down 2, and come on back up. Tap down 3, and really press into those arms if you can. Tap down 4, and then come on up. Bring that left hand to the center, reach the right arm, and then turn facing forward, and then really reach that right arm out to the side. And we're gonna come down with the right hand, and now left arm up, and we'll just do opposite stretch, bending a little bit, breathing, and then release. We're going to switch our legs where we bring that right leg in front, left leg in the back. Nice little mermaid stretch here. Opening for this morning, arms in a T. Place that right hand down to the mat and then reach that left arm over. Find a nice little bend here. Reaching, maybe look up at the arm, reach a little bit more. You can kind of go back and forth if that feels good to you. And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to place the left hand down and the right hand down, preparing for a couple little push-ups here. So we're going to bend down 1 and come on up. Bend down 2 and come on up. And 3 and come on up. And then 4 and come on up. Bring that right hand in the center. Left hand reaches over and then turn your body to face forward. Find that last little stretch there. Reach, wiggle the fingers a little bit, and then come on back up. Ooh, and then we're going to reach that right arm up and side bend a little bit to the left. And then arm comes down. Beautiful. I'm going to come down to the mat. I want to stretch my legs out a little bit. So I'm just going to extend the legs out. Have your yoga strap close by. Legs are extended straight out. The feet are flexed. We're just going to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, chin to chest. Take your time to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. And then arms come up to the ceiling. And then bring them down. Grab your yoga strap. And we're going to take the right knee. You're going to bend the right knee, put the right foot on the mat. And arms are up with the strap in the hands. You're going to curl up and then bend that foot. Put the foot underneath that strap. Hold it up here a couple seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Nose is trying to get towards that knee. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then roll down gently. Extend the right leg to the ceiling. Even out your straps so your elbows are nice and connected to the mat. The foot is nice and flat. Maybe open up those toes a little bit. You don't have to tug on the yoga strap. You just want to have it nice and ease as you're holding your leg up yourself. And then cross that left leg just slightly a little bit. And then can you turn the toes towards you, turn the ankle toes towards you and get that outside stretch on the outside of the right leg. Oof, that's yummy. And then back to center, open it up, go a little bit over to the right side a little bit. I want you to lift your head, see what your left leg is doing, make sure it's nice and long and it's not bowing out. And now you're going to take both straps into that left hand and then draw the leg over to the left. Open up the right arm, palm faces up if that feels good. Try to get that right shoulder onto the mat. Breathe into it. Lengthening that right hip. Drawing the right hip towards the left heel. Take another breath in. And release. Draw the right leg back up to the ceiling. Switch hands. Open up that leg to the right side. That feels good to you. Kind of look over at that right foot. Open up the left arm. Maybe the left arm reaches above the head. Left leg reaches long. Right leg, you're trying to get it up a little bit towards your face. Breathe into that. And now draw the right leg back to the ceiling. Let's bring that left leg into the strap with the right leg. Pause a moment. Notice how alive your right leg is compared to the left. And now let's take the right leg out and put it back nice and long onto the mat. Left leg is in the strap. And again, elbows on the mat, and I want you to bring that left leg just a few inches across and then turn, twist the ankle where the toes are facing you, the big toe. Neck is nice and long, shoulders on the mat. And then draw that leg back to the center, straighten it out, draw it over to the left slightly, and let that leg kind of drop down to the mat, the femur bone. And then back to center. Take the strap, both straps into the right hand, draw the left leg across the right body, right leg. Open up that left palm, arm. Beautiful. Find this nice stretch. Think about that left hip drawing towards the right heel. If it feels good, you can stretch that left arm a little bit further away from you, looking at that left foot. Beautiful. And then reach that left leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands and left leg goes out to the side. And take that right arm if you want to above the head. Stretch the right leg. Turn that left foot a little bit towards facing the floor. And then the left leg comes back to the ceiling. And then bring that right leg in with the left leg, and we're going to bend the knees and straighten up. Bend the knees and straighten up. Beautiful. Bend the knees and straighten up. Nice and long with that neck. Beautiful. And now take the strap out from the feet. The legs are still up in the air there a bit, and now bend the knees and have your hands behind your legs, and you're gonna roll up. Just tap the toes onto the mat. We'll do a couple little rolling like a little ball. Three, 4, we'll do 5 altogether. Beautiful. Excellent. All right, I'm going to turn over to where I'm going to be on a nice little quadruped. So beautiful. And we're just going to slide into a nice little child's pose. So draw your hips back onto your heels, sliding into the child's pose, first child's pose of the morning. Breathing into it, your arms can be slightly bent and on the mat. Forehead maybe is on the mat, maybe it's on a block. Beautiful. And now draw yourself up, nice and gentle, hands towards the knees, and then we'll come back to our little quadruped. I want to do a couple little balancing and strengthening poses here. So we're just gonna extend the right foot. The right toes are connected to the mat, and then the left hand is extended and the fingertips are kind of connected. We're gonna raise both of them at the same time and then draw them back down. We'll do 6 on each side. So raise arm and leg, hold it, and draw back down. Raise it up 3 and draw back down. There's a pause. Raise it up 4 and draw back down. And 5 and draw back down. Last one, 6. Hold it up there. Hold it. And now can you draw the elbow and the knee in together and extend out? Draw in together under your belly 2 and extend out. Here's 3 and extend out. 4 and extend out. 5 and 6. Arm and knee, come back down to the mat. Shake the tailbone, the tail, wag the tail of the dog back and forth, your hips back and forth, and we're going to do that same thing on the opposite side. Left leg comes nice and long, toes are connected. Right leg is nice and long, right leg. Right hand, fingertips are connected, toe is connected. You're going to lift up, hold it up there, and draw it back down. Lift up 2 and draw back down. 3 and draw back down. 4 and draw back down. 5 and draw back down. 6, hold it there. And now bend the knee and the elbow underneath and kick it back out. Draw underneath. 2 and back out. 3 and back out. 4 and back out. 5. Last one. 6 and back out. Hand and knee on the mat. I'm going to sit back on my heels. You can sit back into a child's pose. Your choice. A little bit of aerobic work there. All right. That kind of warmed up my whole core there. Let's come back to our nice little quadruped. And we're going to prepare to do a nice little bear pose. So we're going to curl back onto the heels, the toes, I should say. Knees are bent. Sit the hips back as far as you can and kind of hold it there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and straighten the legs to your nice high heel downward dog. High heel downward dog. And when you're ready to bring the feet down, go right ahead. They might feel a little tight. Maybe you have to go wider with the hands or the feet. Really find your dog on the mat. I'm pushing my hips back towards my heels so that my weight is back there. Drop the head, look in between the knees. Love it. Downward dog. Let's walk the hands back to the toes. Forward fold. You can bend your knees in here if you want to. Straighten them out a little bit. Bend in and straighten out. And then you just want to roll up one vertebra at a time, coming to standing. Last thing to come up is your head. Voila. Beautiful. Standing up nice and tall in your mountain pose. We're going to inhale, draw the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, roll on down. Open up the feet, hip width apart. Find your nice little forward fold here. And then gently walk out into your downward dog. Second set, downward dog. Let's do a little sun salutation here, chaturanga, where we're going to take an inhale to that plank pose. Hanging out in your plank pose a second here. Exhaling down to the push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Kind of washing everything out, doing some inversion, opposite, extending. We'll do a second set of that. So we'll come to our plank pose and then down to the push-up, upward dog, and downward dog. Finding more openness in the back of the legs, dropping that head down. And now you're going to look in between the hands, and I want you to step forward with the right foot only. Extend the left leg And let's go into runner stretch. I'm going to grab my blocks. So I have them on either side of that right foot. My hands are gently on the blocks and I'm able to kind of sit in it, but I want to put a little pressure into that right foot, lengthen my spine, lengthen the head, look beyond the mat, really engage that glute on the right side, pull the belly back, gently turn the block down on this left side, and we're going to do a gentle twist to the right, reaching up with that right arm, twisting, lengthening, breathing into it, squeezing that left glute, reaching a little bit more. The arms are trying to reach apart from each other. And then we're just going to bring that right hand back down to the block. Pause a minute in your runner stretch. And then you're going to hop the left foot a little bit closer to the right. And let's see if we can do separate leg stretch. I'm going to bring my blocks up a little bit higher. Separate leg stretch. So the legs are both being long. And you're just trying to lengthen them. Maybe you bring one of the blocks in front of the toes and put both hands on it and just kind of see how far you can bring your heart to your shin or knee. Breathing into it. Maybe you bring that left foot a little bit closer. You're trying to draw the right hip towards the left. Right hip towards the left, drawing back. It wants to come forward with that right leg, so you want to draw it back and really kind of find the stretch in the right leg. You're stretching the left leg as well. The head is dropping down. Breathing into it. And then sometimes, if it's available to you, you put that block on the left side and then you try to reach that right arm up and you're sort of doing this nice little gentle, easy twist. It's not easy, gentle twist. And then you bring that right hand back down and let's bring that right leg back to the left into your downward dog. Pedal a little bit in there. Bicycle pedal. Roll the shoulders out. Beautiful. And now we're going to do that all on the left side. So we're going to look in between the hands. Bring that left leg in between the hands, however you can get it. And runner stretch on the left side. So bring your blocks back. Bending that left knee. Lengthening the right. Being nice and long. Using this glute. Really stabilizing yourself. Gazing beyond the mat. Lengthening. Thinking about your right heel pushing towards the wall. Left foot pushing into the mat. And now we're just going to do a gentle twist. So turn that right block down, place the palm on the right block, and then twist to the left. Gentle twist to the left. Again, don't just sink in. Push into the mat with your left foot. Your right heel is pushing back. And you're just trying to open up those arms, open up the chest. Lengthen, and then gently release, come back, pausing in your runner stretch. And now we're just going to kind of hop that right foot forward a little bit, and we're going to try to do that separate leg stretch. So make sure that your right foot is not directly behind the left leg. It should be hip width apart. Very difficult to do this separate leg stretch with the leg behind you. needs to be right alongside of the left hip. And so now I'm going to try to put both hands onto the block and reach my head towards my left toes, my heart towards the left knee, really feeling it in my right calf, feeling it underneath this whole left leg, lengthening, strengthening, and just sink into it, breathe into it. And then I'm going to kind of bring the block over to the right side a little bit, where maybe my foot would go, and then twist up to the left. Bring my right foot a little closer. Ooh, it's an awkward twist. And then come back down. Beautiful. Back to runner stretch. And then kick that left leg back to the right. Downward dog. Beautiful. Just let that head go. Let everything go. Let's do a nice little chaturanga here. Inhale to the plank pose. Exhale down to the push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Very nice. Let's draw the knees down to the mat. Open them nice and wide. Let your toes touch behind you. Slide into second set, child's pose. Breathing into it, enjoying, lengthening, strengthening. And then slowly walk your hands back to come to sitting on your heels. Nice. Let's come back to downward dog. Curl the toes under. Downward dog, nice and gentle and easy. Let's walk the hands back to the feet and then roll ourselves up one vertebrae at a time to come to standing. And we're going to do a nice little triangle here. I think what I want to do today is just kind of the top 5, 7, 10 yoga poses, basics. So I'm going to grab my yoga block in the right hand, step forward with the right foot, open up the left foot. I like to go super wide, where I've got that right heel in the center of the left foot, opening up my arms to a nice little T. With this right arm, I'm going to reach as far as I can until I can't anymore, and then I bring the block down, place my hand gentle on the block, reaching that left arm up, and maybe looking up at that left arm. Look forward, or you can look down and see what's going on with your body down here. Breathing into that triangle, loving your triangle. You can bend the left hand, put it in the small of the back. I'm going to go up a little higher, and then I'm going to try to twist my upper body up towards the ceiling. Breathing into it. And now I'm going to twist back, reach that left arm up, come lower onto my block. Breathe into it, lengthen here. My legs are trying to be super strong, really pressing my feet into the mat. And now I'm going to come up, I'd say halfway, bringing that right arm forward, left arm into this nice V, reaching towards my wall there, and really pressing my legs into the mat. And then I'm going to come back up to center, open up the arms, and then turn the feet up. Hop, hop, hop. Left leg, we're going to do that whole series on the left side. So left foot is forward, right foot turns out. Again, trying to get as wide as I can. And then arms out to a T. I'm going to look at this block. I'm going to reach as far as I can. Bring that block down next to my left ankle. Place the hand onto it. And really find my triangle here. Twist, twist. Look, look, look. Reach, reach, reach. Breathing into your poses, using your breath to open up tight areas in the body. Beautiful. And now I'm going to take this right hand and put it in the small of my back. Come up a little bit higher as I try to twist my upper thoracic up to the ceiling. A little bit more. Pressing into the mat with my legs, my feet. And then release. And now come up halfway. Both arms in that beautiful V. Looking at that where the ceiling meets the wall. And then I'm going to come up. Open up those arms. And then turn the left foot in, keep the right foot where it is. We're going to do a separate leg opening where you've got your hands on the hips. You might want to take your thumbs on either side of that vertebrae and give yourself a nice little massage up and down on either side of the vertebrae there. And then what we're going to do is you're just going to shift the hips back and come forward to a nice little flat back. Reaching the elbows towards the center. If it feels okay to reach the arms off the hips behind you, go right ahead. Push the heels apart on the mat. Push the heels apart on the mat. We're going to stay here a second. Bring the toes in if you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now bring the hands down to the mat. Relax that for a second. Maybe you stack both blocks on top of each other and put your forehead onto the block, hands on either side. Relax a moment here, shifting back and forth a little bit. I'm going to bend my knees. Nice. And now you take your head off of those two blocks and turn your palms away from you, fingertips, and try to walk the hands in between those legs and drop the head a little further. So the arms are reaching behind you on the floor, on the mat. And maybe you bend your knees a little bit, but we're just trying to get a nice little stretch in the spine and the arms. Beautiful. And then turn the hands, come forward. Pause a moment in the center. Your palms are half on the mat, half off. Take the right palm and take it in the center. And then you're just going to twist up to the left with the left arm up to the ceiling. A lot of twisting this morning. Breathe into it. And then draw that left hand back down. And now switch. You're going to bring that left palm to the center and then reach the right arm up. Reaching that right arm up. Legs press into the mat. Push the heels apart. Push the heels apart. And now draw that right hand back down to the mat. Beautiful. Just release. Release. Stay here a couple more seconds. It's a wide leg stretch. You're getting the inside
inside of the thighs worked a little bit. And now we're just going to bring the heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, to where we're going to squat on down into Bakasana. If it's available to you, hands right in front, elbows inside the knees. And we're just hanging out here for a second, breathing into it. Maybe twist to the right with your head, looking to the right. Coming back to center, and now twist to the left. Back to center, over to the right. Second set, back to center, over to the left. Back to center. Beautiful. And now we're just going to place the hands down, drop the head, straighten those legs. Feet come to center, they're hip width apart still. And you've got this nice little forward fold. Can you step your hands into your feet, palms up? Press those toes into the palms. You can keep your knees bent, or if you want to go for the straight on stretch, straighten the arms, straighten the knees, drop the head, pressing those toes into the palms, the fingers, wherever you may find how you connect there. And then slowly release the hands out from underneath, and you're just going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Last thing to come up is the head.
Beautiful. Woo. Shake out the arms and legs. Nice. Let's do a tree pose. We're going to do, I'm going to put 1 minute timer on it. You can use a wall or use your foam roller to put your hand on if you need to, balance wise. I'm going to be on the right foot, pulling up the left. Let me get the timer for 1 minute. And you're just going to take your time raising that left leg. Maybe you put it down by the ankle, the knee, or all the way up here, or you can just hold that left knee up. And again, if you need, I'm going to grab my foam roller. What I would suggest, if you do need to put a hand on the foam roller, just put a finger. Just try to lightly touch it so that you're still doing a lot of work on this right leg, okay? And release. Come out of that, shake out that right foot. So the left leg, we're going to be standing nice and tall in that tree and raising up the right leg. All right, so find your focal point, wherever that may be on the floor. Take your time and begin. And come on out. Whew. Shake out that standing leg, the left leg. I want to do a second set. I couldn't quite balance on that left leg. So, yeah, just humor me with the second set, even though I love second sets. And what we can do is either do the tree, all right, or just lifting that right leg straight forward. Maybe some of you are flexing enough to extend the leg out, holding it with the big toe. Again, that's a yoga pose. All right, your choice, yogi's choice. All right, 1 minute. We're gonna be standing on the right leg and bringing the left leg wherever that may be. Take your time and begin. And release. Shake out that right leg, the standing leg. And we're going to do that 1 minute on the left side and begin. Balancing on the left side, drawing up the right. And release. Ooh, shake it out. Excellent. Kind of want to do a little bit of foam roller stuff just for the last few minutes of class. So hopefully you have your foam roller close by. I am going to come down onto the foam roller with my tailbone on the end of it, and then just ease back down onto the foam roller. This is just a little fascia release opening towards the end of class here. Ooh, this feels good. Just the back side of the body getting supported and allowing for the shoulders and the hips and the arms to just kind of like release to the outside of this foam roller on either side. That makes sense. And then I'm just going to roll back and forth using your fingers on the mat or on the floor as little spiders, and you kind of roll side to side, massaging that upper back, the hips, either side of the tailbone, down to the bum. Yeah, and then back to center, and we're just going to raise the arms up to the ceiling and now reach them even higher. As the fingertips are going up even higher, the tailbone's connected, and now slowly let those shoulders kind of roll down. And can you squeeze the back side? Squeeze, squeeze the foam roller, squeeze. Beautiful. And reach up again too. Tailbone is connected. And then slowly bring those arms down and kind of squeeze into the foam roller with the shoulders. Third set, reach up again. Tailbone is connected, and then reach those shoulders down and squeeze into the foam roller. Beautiful. And then just relax a minute, arms come down. You can rock a little side to side. Arms come back up. I'm going to have the right arm go long, left arm by the hip, right arm by the ear, left arm by the hip, and then you're just going to release, switch, right arm by the hip, left arm by the ear, and then switch, lengthening,
feeling all that kind of on the back side, reaching the arms away from each other. We did a lot of work stretching and opening the side body. This is more of that. And then hands come back to center, and now open them up to cactus, and then draw the elbow and the palms together in front of you. Open up cactus and draw the elbows and the palms. Open up 3 and draw elbow and palm right in front. Open up 4 and draw in. Beautiful. And then arms come down to the sides, fingertips like little spiders. And I want you to draw the right knee up and then the left knee up into tabletop. We're just going to be in tabletop right here. We're going to do a couple little toe taps here. So you're going to tap the right toe down, keep it in the same shape, 90 degree, and bring it back up. Tap the left toe down and bring it back up using your abdominals. Concentrate on abdominals. Right toe comes down and back up. Left toe goes down and back up. Right toe and nice and easy back up. Left toe and nice and easy back up using abdominals. Here's number 4. We're going to do 6 all together. And left side. Really think about your abdominals pulling that leg up. Here's the right side. And draw it up. And left side. And draw it up. Right side for 6. And draw it up. Left side for 6 and draw it up, and then bring the knees in close to you. Ooh, let's do some ankle circles down here. Knees are drawn in. And then can you raise the legs up to the ceiling, point the toes, flex the feet, point the toes, flex the feet. Beautiful. Can you open up your legs to a big V? Flex those feet, turn the toes towards the floor, and then bring the heels together. Toes touch, point the toes, flex the feet, open up the feet to a big V, turn the toes towards the mat, and draw the heels together. Use the abdominals. Nice and slow. Toes come together, point the toes, flex the feet, open them up, toes draw down, draw the ankles together, the heels, zip it up, they say. Toes together, point the toes, flex the feet, open up for a 4th set, turn the toes down, and now draw together those heels, zip it up, zip it up, zip it up. Toes, and now point the feet, flex the feet, turn out. This is number 5. Heels together, lengthen those legs. You have to have those legs strong. Then the toes come, they're flexed. Now point the toes, flex the feet, open up for 6, turn the toes, and now zip it up, zip it up, zip it up. And then toes, point the toes, bend the knees, put one foot down, then the other foot down. A lot of work on the legs. Roll yourself side to side on the foam roller. You can relax. Some work with the legs there. Abdominals also. And now I'm just going to roll off of my foam roller onto the mat. Nice and gentle, push my foam roller away from me, extending my arms and legs onto the mat, and just feel everything that's kind of touching onto the mat on the back side of your body. I love it. And we're just going to have it in our hands. on our hips for a second here. Just pause. Reach the foam roller up, draw it behind you, lift the head up, put the foam roller underneath the neck. I just want to do a little bit of this occipital bone neck, little massaging. So I'm just turning my head to the right, nice and easy, then rolling over, turning to the left, looking down the foam roller with your eyes to the left. And then roll back to the center, and then rolling over to the right, looking down the foam roller on my right side, back to center, maybe chin to chest, and then opening all the way up, looking up, and then rolling my head chin to chest and looking up. Do a couple more little swaths where your head goes back and forth to either side on your foam roller. Last little thing, I'm going to sit up a little bit. I'm going to have the foam roller underneath my ribs. My hands are behind my head. And I'm just going to lift my butt off the mat, and I'm going to kind of roll so that the roller goes all the way up by my shoulders. And then I'm going to roll it, curling my head, looking in between my knees, rolling it as far as you want to go. Doing a nice swath all the way up to those shoulders if you can. And extending the legs if it's available to you. Last little one here. And then put your bum down. Again, if you want to stretch, lengthen, roll the neck a little bit again, side to side, go right ahead. And then we're just going to take the foam roller out and now put it to the side, and then extend the arms and legs for a nice little 1 minute shavasana here. Palms up to the ceiling, let your legs just go, let everything go. Take an inhale. And exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. And now just relax your own gentle breath. Feeling all the work that you did. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach the arms above the head. Roll to your side. Pause a minute in the fetal position. Knees and elbows bent. Hands might be underneath the head. And now press yourself up into a seated position, how we began class. Maybe your hands are on your knees, maybe they're right in front of you. Reflecting back on your intention that you set for class today. Also, say to yourself that you're proud of yourself, that you're happy that you showed up for class today. 60 minutes on a Saturday morning. It's not always easy to show up, but when you show up and you're consistent with your practice, life and your body thanks you for it, because you're just much more present and much more available for all the things that you want to do
by strengthening and lengthening your body. So I want to say in gratitude, thank you so much. Namaste.